Hello, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're joining for the first time, where have you been? Thanks for joining all the same. And make sure you subscribe because I'm sure that you will enjoy the materials on this channel. We talk about fully funded scholarships from all over the world. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for returning. Thanks for the constant support. So today we are in Australia in search of graduate scholarships sponsored by the Australian government. The scholarship we'll be looking at today is specifically known as the Australian Awards Scholarship, AAS. And I'm happy to announce that this scholarship is open to people from different continents, different countries. So because of the lockdown few years ago, it was open to just a small number of countries. But now, because, well, hopefully that sad episode is behind us, the scholarship is now open to people from several backgrounds: Africa, Asia, the Pacific Oceans, and the Pacific Islands, rather, and some other regions, the Middle East as well. So I'll be showing you how to apply for the scholarship. And then the scholarship requires special essays as well. There are some essays you write about why you're applying for this course, why this university, like leadership experience, what do you hope to learn, how would this help your home country and your community. So, and I'm also happy to announce to you that I found samples of the essay questions and answers. So this is an essay example for AAS, Australian Awards Scholarships. And this website contains a sample answering the basic questions. So this is part one. There are four major questions. There's part two here. There's part three down here if you click on this link, and as well as part four. So this is somebody who got it some years back and very generously shared his or her experience on his or her particular essay. So you're meant to look at this as a guide and not to copy. You copy from it, automatically your application is disqualified because of plagiarism, because of stealing. So you only use this as a guide, do not copy. So let's begin without any further delay. So this is the website, and if you scroll down a little, you will see the benefits: full tuition, airfares, establishment allowance, other freebies. You see healthcare, pre-English course, field work if you're going to be doing field work as a master's student. And I should say that this is open for mostly masters, but sometimes PhD, depending on your country, and maybe even bachelors. It depends on the region you're coming from. For some region, it's just masters. For some other regions, it's probably everything: masters, PhD, bachelors. So just check for your own participating country. And this is it here, the participating countries. So we click on this link and it takes us to the participating countries. And you click on this link and it takes you to the list of participating universities. So I think it's a very long list here if we click on the participating universities. And I'm sure at least one of these universities here, numerous universities, at least one of them will catch your interest. And I think you're expected to apply to up to two of them, I believe. Yeah, up to two of them. So it's a very long list here, and at least I think you can finding about two universities here wouldn't be a problem. So let's go back to the participating countries. And as I said, this scholarship has opened up to several other countries compared to last year or 2 years ago because of the lockdown and the other chaos when it came to things concerning international travel. So here I'm happy to announce Africa. So those from the African continent, fortunately, you can also apply after 2 years of no show. So I've clicked on the African tab and it has sent me to this page. So these are the eligible countries on the continent of Africa. I can see my country here already. I can see neighboring Ghana. There's also Kenya here. There's Zimbabwe, Sudan, South Africa. So hopefully your country is here. Of course, if you're not from Africa, you can also check for your own country. So this is Asia. These are the countries eligible in Asia. Let me just click on Pakistan, for example. Okay, Pakistan. And then there are these documents. This is PDF, this is Word, but it's just the same document. So let's open them together and see what's all about. So we click on Africa. And then we see the basic information about the scholarship. So it says here the eligible countries. It says here, if you look at this one, it says the level of study, and it says master's degree. So if you're coming from the African continent, you're eligible to study for a master's degree at a participating Australian institution. And of course, there's a reiteration of what the scholarship will cover, like the tuition, establishment allowance, living allowance, and so on and so forth. However, there are priority areas that are eligible for this scholarship, not just any random course, but your course should be within these areas. You can see here climate change, so anything about environment, sustainability, green technology, green economy, green engineering, I think would fall under climate change. Agriculture and food security, also a very good one. Mining and energy, then foreign policy and international security. If I were to apply for this scholarship, I think I'll be going for this one. Since I have a political science, international development background, I think I would be applying for this one. That's this theme. Remember, these are not the names of the courses, but these are the general broad areas that your course choice should align with, if that makes sense. Of course, you can read through the other bits of information here about supporting documents and so on and so forth. So check it on your own, and let's move on to other things as well, like English requirements and so for English requirements here, it says something about the TOEFL or the IELTS, and it says if English was the language of instruction for your undergraduate degree, you might not need to submit an English language test. So that's good. That's also good news. So you will not need to write all these ones if you studied an undergraduate course in English language. So perfect. So let's check over our brothers and sisters from Pakistan and see how their own document looks like. So you can see here it's quite similar to what we have. And the level of study here says master's level. It also says master's level of studies here. And priority field of study. Here you can see climate change, empowerment of women and girls, water security, agriculture, infrastructure, and inclusive economic development. So these are the areas eligible. So your course should align with these areas if you're from Pakistan. Of course, the benefits we talked about already, just to remind you, and the English language requirement as well. They didn't say anything about those who studied in the English language for the undergrad. I'm not sure they mentioned that. Yeah, also check about the age of the candidate. So you can see that for different countries, the requirements might differ depending on the country you're coming from. So please check quickly and make sure you have the right information for the country or for the continent. I believe for those coming from the African continent, all eligible countries were grouped together. But for those coming from Asia, there were some distinctions. As you can see, different countries in Asia. So it's good to have that in mind. So how do you apply for this? Fortunately, I spoke to a friend who got the scholarship last year from Fiji, and he said there is no need for a separate application to the participating universities. So just apply simply on the portal here. I'll be showing you. So I communicated with him. I think I have a screenshot of the communication. He said, no, you just apply here on this website, and then that suffices. So that's good news. Just one application. So how to apply? Just click on this link. Of course, it takes you to a page, and there we've checked all these ones already. Okay, opening and closing dates. Yes, it's good to check this as well. What we checked were the participating countries. Also check opening and closing dates before we go to the platform. Opening and closing date 1st of February. This video will be available to you on the 30th of January. So very soon. It means it will be opening very soon. Yeah, and this is where you send your inquiries, and this is the closing date. So it's quite similar almost in all regions. Yeah, you can see it here. think it's the same date for all regions. And in case you have other questions, there is an email address here where you can send your inquiries. So it's opening in February. Today is, at least when I'm shooting this video, 30th. So just in 2 days time or even less. So let's go back, and then there's a lengthy handbook here that I can read. I think this handbook is about over 170 pages. So if you have time, you can just go there and read, and it gives you all the details you need for the scholarship. So this is the platform where you apply, the Online Australian Scholarship Information System, OSIS. So this is when you apply. So when immediately it is February 1st, you can rush here and start applying. And of course, you do not need to submit your application at once. That you can apply but not submit, if that makes sense. You can start applying but not submit the form. So start applying gradually and putting your things together, and then try to submit before the deadline. So this is the OASIS platform. It's not open yet because it's not 1st of February, so I believe it will open soon. You can log in here with your details and every other thing. So apart from that, there's also a manual on how to apply. So how to apply on this OASIS page. There's a manual here on how to apply. So we'll also open the manual either in PDF or in Microsoft document. So this is the manual. The manual takes you step by step on how to apply, with even pictures and diagrams. So in case you're lost, you can see here about your details, email address, bio data, family history, and things like that. So I will take you straight away to things concerning the essays, because I spoke about the essays initially. So the essay questions. So in case you need a guide here, I think this website contains all the details you need. In fact, you do not need to disturb anybody. Just download this document, read them through, follow them step by step, and you will be fine. So here I talked about the study, I think, the subject of study, and it said 2 courses, I believe. So you're meant to apply for 2 courses. Yes, I think it is here. You must add 2 courses, 2 course preferences to your application. So that's it here. So from those participating universities we looked at the other time. So let's rush to the essays. There are 4 essay questions. I think that is in page 30. Yeah. I don't know if you can see this clearly. Let me make it bolder. So the first question is, how did you choose your proposed course and institutions? The second is, how will the proposed study contribute to your career? And the third is about, I think, example of your leadership skill. How have you contributed to solving a challenge and to implementing change or reform? So like your leadership skill, how did you tackle a real life problem? They want you to be specific, give specific information about the organization you worked, community you worked, people you impacted, and things like that. And there's another one, of course, about practical ways in which you will use the skills, knowledge you gain from this scholarship. So these are very regular essay questions, if you ask me. These are like the questions they ask almost every time in almost every essay, in almost every scholarship, but with different wordings, whether it's the Chevening, the MasterCard, the Commonwealth. So if you're conversant with my previous videos on how to write essay questions, I think this will not come as a shock to you. So if you're not, you can go and check those videos on Commonwealth essays, MasterCard scholarship essays, Chevening essays. They're quite similar to this one as well. So it is very easy to tackle. And of course, as I said, there is an essay sample here, or several essay samples actually, addressing each question. So this person, kind enough to share examples of the essay questions. And I am not sure of the, what do they call it? I'm not sure of the word count. Probably to be stated there as well. Okay, it's here. It's saying 2,000 characters. 2,000. Remember, characters are not words. Characters, I think you should type on your Microsoft Word, and then it will tell you the number of characters, and then you can copy and paste here. 2,000 characters, not 2,000 words. So be careful. So let's go back here. These are the essays. Why did you choose your proposed course and institution? So this is the first question that was asked. You can also choose here. Okay. Let's see. Let's allow it open. So this goes to the second one. This is about your contribution. How do you contribute? So this might help you put those ones together, put your essays together. And the questions might change slightly from year to year, from one year to another. But this is quite related to the questions we saw together. How have you contributed to solving a challenge and implementing change and reform? So we saw something connected to this as well. So this is like a very good sample you can use on your own. And remember not to copy. You copy at your own peril. This is the fourth one, I think. There's one here as well on them. Let's see if we get something else. I see about possible constraints. Okay, this question was not asked actually this year, but it might just be beneficial if you look at it and see and let it inspire your own writing, water your own creativity, if that makes sense. And that's it, guys. I hope this was useful. The Australian Awards Scholarship, fully funded, usually for masters, but I think for some countries it could be for PhD and even a bachelor's as well. I think for a country like Fiji, which although we didn't look at here, one of the participating countries, I think you can also study for a PhD. And I hope this was useful. There are lots of other scholarships, of course, on this channel. So if this doesn't catch your fancy, or if it catches your fancy but you want to apply for more scholarships outside Australia and other parts of the world, this is the channel you have to be, because we move around the world looking for scholarships just for you. So as usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. Get to work, start putting your documents together, and we're here shouting your name. So I'll see you at the top sooner than later. Bye-bye for now. Remember to subscribe.